So it looks like we are going live into the knife round now, so I'm going to hand it off to you folks and step away. Let's give it away for Moses and Sadakis to cast this match.
So into the knife we go, and of course, we are going to see essentially a fight for the CT side, Jason. That would be what would be expected out of these two teams.
Yeah, it would surprise me if they did not take that CT side. But this is
interestingly enough, though, of all the maps that people occasionally do take T, Nip, I know, is willing to take the T side early on this map, depending on when and they play it in. You know, they like to catch teams that aren't warmed up, and TSM's done it a few times just to get their heads around the fact that they were struggling in the previous match on their CT. So why go back to it?
Yeah, that's a good point to make. But either way, this is going to be winning the knife round. They're going to pick CT. And that's the thing. So yeah, and now here, you know what's interesting to me about this map is there's this new shift in how pistol round strategies go. They're doing more with, you know, a lot of teams are choosing to play retake on that A site, have 2 to 3 players over towards B, either to just stack that site or to push and get aggressive and find a map control. And that's something we can see into the gun rounds, is if there's not pressure map wide from the terrorist team, there's a lot of places where in the mid round a defender can actually push up, get into the sunroom or toxic, you know, find that position, cut off that portion of the map, and they have so much information for their team. So it's really, I mean, that's something that I don't expect Liquid to get punished by necessarily, because they do spread out. They do that slower pace, spread out default, generally speaking, on their gun rounds.
Well, we're about to find out how it's all going to go down. So TStorm get to start out on the defense first. And as we mentioned, Team Liquid not necessarily going to be going for an aggressive op, but we will start to see not only the pace that you've talked about, but if they are prepared to get this T-side make or break underway. Pistol pretty straightforward. Actually, they're spreading out on pistol as well. They're doubling up to put 3 players over toward B. Bomb is in that location, but also, as we see Adren just kind of push forward on A main, keep the rotations in place, not let them get ahead of themselves, and potentially stack up a site if they get the correct read.
Yeah, and this is that pistol round that teams have started busting out on the CT side of that 3-person push. They have 3 members for Liquid just watching for that far back to punish it if it comes.
So far, though, they haven't managed to pull a rotation out of mid or B, so although there's 3 players waiting to head that direction, this first initial fake and no presence forward beyond the smokes might indicate that it is not going to be an A hit. And good read so far by Tempo, because not a single player has budged, including the player back at truck, which is Stanislaw. He's just waiting for the call.
This is a very passive setup from Automatic. He gets that first kill. Nice shot. That's crucial. Gets smoked off, so Flowsick a little bit of an error, peeking before the smoke plumes. He gets taken out. Now trying to push through. Automatic gets dropped, so they do have the B bomb site. They're going to get the plant down. That's planted for checkers.
So now the rotations will come over from A, a little bit late from the CT side. Good play to get that smoke, and again, Nitro getting aggressive on pistol is going to work out well, and Elige all the way back through middle, catching off Stanislaw in rotation. It's going to make it that much harder for this retake to happen. Shazam's trying to buy himself some time, but time is not of the essence, as that bomb has been down, but it does single away Nitro. Left in a 1-on-3s on the site. They have his location pegged, and Shazam, he manages to pick up the other, but Nitro, there's 1, there's 2, and now he's looking for the 3rd, and the re-entry from Shazam has to be swift, and he actually catches him off guard, but he doesn't have the time. No kit, and the first round will go to Liquid.
Yeah, Nitro picking up that 1-on-3 in the pistol round. Big plays from him in a botched retake, dropping that kit, not having it. That was kind of weird how Shazam was able to work his way into that tricky position in the bomb site while he was getting flanked around from behind, so actually catches 1 member of TStorm off guard. So playing a retake strategy and on that B bomb site and then getting punished when you try and retake it. But we are going to see that second round by dual scouts coming out, and they actually dropped that scout for Shazam because he's got armor behind it. So actually, no, that's from pistol round that he just saved, so he's actually not going to have to worry too much about any kind of aim punch. But
speaking of drop, though, Automatic's the only one without the armor because of buying this, so if they wanted to, they could have thrown it elsewhere. We'll see if they can use it. Shazam's already looking toward mid. We've got 1 player boosted. Did they actually drop it in, though? Actually, they didn't, so they are still waiting out toward A main. Flash in for Roka to try and get some information. Potentially a headshot go his way, but actually counters backwards in reverse as Nitro gets the better of it. Now it's left to Rix, and look at the Molotovs coming in, clearing out quad. They go for the peak. They have to move forward because of it, and Nitro's getting another kill. So 2 entries for him. Now the scout comes into play from Automatic as he rotates to truck. Now there is a big gap there from that smoke as well. Not quite in place, but still they managed to collect the kill. Low HP on all 4 out of 5 Liquid players. Fugly's the only one that hasn't been damaged yet this round, and Stan's still looking for a way in, but the bomb's planted. And the retake with 2 up and 2 scouts held on to, not looking likely.
Yeah, that's got to be a save at this point. 2 scouts that you can bring into the next round, and it's kind of a little bit of a bummer. They have those 2 scouts, and they weren't able to be those points of contact. You want them to grab some of the early damage and let the pistols finish off the players. Look at all this HP. It's so low on all these players. So if any pistol is able to just hide in the bomb site and kind of take them out as they enter with that kind of an HP, would have been great. But they were the ones who got entryed on. So a second round for Team Liquid, taking no economic damage so far. All 5 members still alive.
Flowsick. They're all just waiting. They can't even go on the prowl because of that situation. Fugly was the only one in a position to do so, and He's not even going to take the fight. So both scouts will go into the third round. They won't have to force up too much more in the CT. That'll give them a bit more economy when we do hit the first gun round. But things are accumulating well on the terrorist side. They do upgrade here, actually, interestingly enough, onto the AKs, but they're still going to hold on to 2 SMGs.
Yeah, use them to scout out. Use them to scout bomb sites, be aggressive, try and farm, get some extra cash built up. But, I mean, those are weapons you don't mind losing. And with 3 members of TStorm without armor, and no head armor even on the scouts, those MAC-10s can do some work. Shazam trying to find a shot, getting spammed out now, and he gets caught through the smoke, not able to deal any damage, eliminated. 5 on 4 now. All 4 members for TStorm at this A bomb site, just as Rick's rotating back past the truck over towards mid, try and salvage that scout.
The question is, are they even going to rotate off this A site where there is that 3-man stack? The one player in B has the information and awareness that they're entering in there now. It's Rix who's coming around, but he's smoked off on the choke point at CT connector. Just to dart over top of the box and over toward tree, change his angle a little bit, but Nitro's already spamming away and making that difficult for him to even find position right now as the bomb will go down. So Liquid looking poised to take yet another round as this retake, though, it's looking okay. Stanislaus going to find the first kill, but that's about all they're going to get as the rifles do the work from there. It's Fugly and Elish to pick up 1 apiece. And Rix and Automatic, they still managed to hold on to these scouts, but...
So here comes the MAC-10.
Exactly. Just
mowing them down, no armor. Dren gets both of them. So 3 rounds for Team Liquid, a lot of money built up as well. Looking good going into this first gun round, and here comes the AK-47s. Fugly still on the Galil. Dren does not pick up that op like we talked about. He's going to keep that AK-47 for the terrorist side.
Automatic's going to go for the M4 as well.
No kits for the counter-terrorists either out of CT spawn. No head armor for any of them, and no kits. They're pretty light on utility in general, actually.
The head armor's okay against the AKs. There is the one Galil in play, but it's not the worst situation, but the utilities definitely will hurt them, and they've already deployed 2 smokes as they cover off A main, but a lot of action going on. They've already boosted over. Liquid's got good presence. Stanislaus manages to pick up the first onto Nitro, but Adren finishes him off as he peeks back out from the vent. So it stabilizes at 4 men apiece. Shazam's in the position to retake middle, or at least not allow them to push any further onto highway, but so far, the anticipation is B, because they've sent a player in the form of Fugly over to scout out what's going on, and it's Automatic that he finds, who now falls back and realizes they're going to be coming through the vents, but can't hit the shot on Elish. So in come Liquid yet again. The rotation coming over slowly but surely as Rix makes his position known, and it's going to be Shazam he'll have the support from, as Roka's still lagging a little bit behind, but Shazam smoked off, as we saw, does still get the bomb planter as he transitions into the bomb site, so that buys them a bit more time, as these smokes will dissolve before the bomb goes down now, and it gives them a bit more vision as well. Rix flashed off above in heaven, though. That'll slow his progress back into the site, and still they haven't planted this. Adren, he's going to go for the safe plan. He has to, because Rix has this position in heaven.
Roka's been watching the flank this whole time, so not committing over until he knows they're not going to get punished from behind. Shazam looks like he wants to, once again, they have no kits. This has to come quickly, so Shazam's trying to come through the smoke, trying to see what he can find, and as it clears, they've got to go now, but it's a good setup from Team Liquid, who's playing outside of the bomb site for the most part.
And Roka's lucky he got that kill, because I expected Shazam to go in with him so he'd be in immediate position for trade. He wasn't, but instead he picks up 2 inside checkers and inside main. And do they have the defuse? Yes, plenty of time. No kit, though, like you said. So excellent retake from TStorm in the first gun round.
Yeah, flawless. You know, the defense for Team Liquid, like, it was outside. It was planted for checkers, so it was good for them. But they didn't really cover Adren, who was in that bomb site solo. So he gets caught off guard just a little bit, and from there, that defense just collapses. So Tempo does take that first gun round. And now they're buying up some Molotovs. Now they have these kits. They're able to build up their kit that they can use into these rounds.
By getting the bomb plant down, though, for Liquid, and the efficiency of their first few rounds, we also get another buy immediately out of them. So another chance to break TStorm. But they kept 3 players up in the last round. It was decently efficient. Lose 1 more and you're in a more fragile position, but keeping 3 up, there's a chance here for them to really get back into the game early.
And here's that spread out default from Liquid. Last round, they were very, very aggressive. They got boosted over mid very early on. They got that trade, the 1-for-1 trade, and then they slowed things down. This time, out of the gate, spreading out, not being too aggressive, watching for those pushes, and now they're going to reassess. They're going to rotate back towards the A-bomb site.
Flowstick trying to do the damage as he walks through from Squeaky, but so far nothing really working in his direction. In fact, a little bit of damage onto Rix, not much returned onto him despite the spam that came through, but Roka's got the positional play, and they've also put a 3rd player inside that A side on Catwalk, so they've got lots of vision if these smokes don't cover off the high ground, and it's going to be Flowstick to actually take down Shazam, so never mind the high ground, it's already gone from Liquid, but in they come, and Roka almost lining up too. He's going to fall with only a single kill, and that allows Fugly and Adren to pick up 1 apiece, leave it down to just Rix and Automatic. They both have M4s. This time Automatic does have a kit. But the bomb's gone down, and they're doubled up against right now as there's 4 players remaining for Liquid. And they've gone for the stack as well to see over top of Quad in the back of the site. Nitro on Catwalk. Fugly's going to make his way exiting the site because he's on low HP. Might as well get some information, but look at this again. The retake is absolutely insane. It's 2 from Rix, 1 from Automatic, and they know where the last player is. Fugly does hit the diffuser, and that was Automatic, so no kit, but does Rix, he picks it up on his corpse. Does he have it? He does.
Yeah, that's the round. That's the heartbreak round. This is the Team Liquid that we've seen in the past. How do you lose a 4-on-2 post plant like that? Such good positioning. Everyone peaks and loses their battles. I mean, within seconds, it went from a 4-on-2 to a 2-on-1, and that's around Team Liquid. You cannot afford to lose those. It was beautiful trades entering the site. They did everything perfect until the retake comes in, and it's just heartbreaking to see.
Yeah, and completely surprising as well. They hit Nitro that easily because he was above them with the back exposed when they first came around the corner to look toward quad. So, again, though, bomb plant, Liquid still okay money-wise to get 4 AKs out this time, not 5. Nitro limited to just the Tech 9. And interesting that they leave him on just that because where he's had so much entry potential, debatable
well,
whether
with his Tech 9, now he can entry and he doesn't have to stop running to do it.
You're right.
But it's not the entries apparently they have to worry about. It's these retakes that they've fumbled.
And Shazam's already got his op as well. Again, though, only 2 kits up.
Yeah, I mean, they're still struggling for economy right now. They haven't stabilized whatsoever. Team Liquid with this goodbye. They have a lot of Molotov still, 3 up, but still so incredibly passive. 1 minute on the clock, and they haven't moved out of these positions, just watching for pushes.
Now, this is exactly what you alluded to. Here's the wall of smoke in mid, though. This will allow a bit of a push onto the vents, but do they take that or do they push through? As Flow6 still looking over toward A main. Shazam's forced back out of middle because he's now got a Molotov in front of his way inside Z, and that does allow them to push through, so it's a sail. It's not actually going to be for vents at all. They've got highway, and Nitro needs to act quickly, though, because Shazam will eventually pop out and stab them in the back if they don't get up highway faster. Fugly's found the entry. Rix returns the favor from NBK, but it's going to be Rix doubling up. And now does Shazam get back into play? The question is, but they've rounded the corner. Luckily, Liquid found just enough space to get inside the site, and the kills are now accumulating in their way. But here's the retake, the same problem they've had, and this time, less men than the last.
Yeah, but Nitro and Aleve has a great crossfire set up. Nitro immediately to the left, over by Truck. Shazam's going to turn the corner. He's going to have the pistol, but Nitro takes him out with the Tech 9. Now Elijah at the forklift, crucial position. Stan runs out of bullets, can't spray down Adren, so they hold that retake off. 4th round for them, and with the fact that the economy is not, you know...
It's insane that the economy is not stabilized. I mean, we just saw essentially 3 gun rounds just on the fact that we had bomb plants despite the CTs 1-2.
Yeah, now they're forced into the save. So even despite losing those retakes, Team Liquid does enough damage to force just pistols this round. They're upgraded to P250s, 1 CZ on Rix. And this is going to be an A stack. And if this gets aggressive, this is exactly what Liquid wants. They're going to spread out. They're going to watch for this kind of a push. And once they have this intel, they'll know to hit B, because Flowsick is about to find everyone. He pop flashes him, forces him back. I don't think he knows that there's 4 there quite yet.
The support system's coming back, though, as the 2 players in A main are aware that Flowsick might be in a bit of trouble. Does manage to fight himself out of the first, gets the second, has to switch to pistol, and 12 HP gets around the corner. Molotov the whole position, and there it is. There's the support I was talking about. Adren comes back out from A main, bails his teammate out, and now they've got a 3-man advantage with Flowsick on 12 HP, mind you, but still looking pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what that passive default for Team Liquid is designed to prevent, that kind of aggressive play, not only on ecos, but even on pistol rounds. It works perfectly there. Flowsick plays it wonderfully, but Automatic still lurking in the door. He got a second one as well. There's Roka with the third, so all of a sudden, 2-on-2 situation. Flowsick with such low HP, a great opening for TStorm now.
Too complacent was Team Liquid. Thought they could get an easy bomb plant down. No one expected another player who went unsighted in those hallways to come back and backstab the bomb plant. Finally, they get it down, but now look at the HP. It actually favors TStorm, although the weaponry does not. Just the AK picked up from Roka. No armor on either player, no kit, but Roka's found the first inside of the quad, and now it favors them entirely, and TStorm, incredible comeback into that round as well, and Liquid's got to find a way to close these.
Yeah, they really do. This is a little bit ridiculous that we've seen 3 of these now. This is the full-blown eco, so that's even crazier. But that was all on Elige with the low HP of that 1 player in A main. Elige, a nice pop flash from his teammate actually, but Roka with the game sense to just spam that side. He knows someone's going to peek with that flash, and he gets the kill. He's able to get a little bit of luck on his side. 3 to 4, and that's crushing if you're Liquid. Now they do buy up actually, so they're going to have 2 AK-47s, 3 Tech 9s.
Winning the eco, though, is the best possible situation to get the economy back under control, because obviously winning the gun rounds, they were still getting these bombs down. Again, the bomb is what allowed them to get the weaponry they have here.
Yeah, you said it though, too complacent when they were in that 5-on-2 and just so slow paced and passive. And if you're going to be that slow paced and passive, it's fine, but you better make sure you clear your corners.
The execution wants to be on A. It's decently swift to get all the smokes out required on every choke point. This will allow them into the site, but they've got to deal with 3 players now as Shazam has rotated up the highway to join with Rix. Roka already making a menace of himself, and eventually he goes down. That's the key, because now do they get the bomb plant as well in this round. as they've opened up a bit of space to do it, but they haven't dealt with Shazam, who's managed to get on the catwalk, slide all the way into the corner, and now he's got the angle toward Nitro in the back behind the quad. Bomb does go down, though. There it is. Liquid at least salvaging that from the round.
Yeah, but good round from TStorm as that hit comes in. They don't dedicate too much players to the defense. They play for the post plant. They only lose one player. So even though the bomb goes down, if with that kind of a buy, not enough damage dealt to TStorm for it to really be worth it. Now Liquid's going to be on a full save. Adren is going to pick up a little bit of
save. Yeah. I'm watching here to see what they're going to do. They are going to grab some pistols, but do they go Tech 9 armor? No, good. They even just stay with the P250s.
Yeah, and this, I mean, they have enough utility to try and get a plant out of this round, and that's really what they're hoping for. That would be a victory in this round.
Interesting mid-stack initially there. 3 players default, 2 with a bias toward Highway, Roka and Rix, but 3 players by default to take the initial mid-fight early and then rotate back into the A site. Obviously anticipating the eco and countering off that play that they might get rushed and try and open up the map from the middle. So good read by TStorm, and now the boost is going to come in late though. So Liquid, again, playing passive, waiting out the time. Now they can just see what they can find. As the impatience, I wouldn't call it impatience, but the anticipation from TStorm has already gone away from, okay, they're not rushing, let's go back to default. Gives them a little more space to attack in one position from Liquid.
Yeah, Shazam's in the open here. He could get caught out if he keeps playing with this, if he keeps toying at this aggressive angle. There's going to be some flashbangs out. He gets blinded there, doesn't fall back though. He's a solo in mid. He's going to get the first 2 kills, sprays him down, gets a 3rd one as well. Nicely done from him, continues to peek. There's the bomb down. And Roka over at A, just going to clean these last 2 players up with the help of Rix. So Liquid makes no progress that round.
No, none at all. And 1 kill out of the last 2 rounds. Look what the money is accumulating to be on the CT side. It's actually starting to look very good, but here we go. So this is what we talked about. Does he have the confidence to go for it on the T side? And obviously he thinks in this situation where they haven't been winning these rounds, maybe go and open something up early with the opposite.
Well, he also saw Shazam that round with the AK-47, so we know he's not opping. So Adren doesn't have anyone who can just hold the angle and outduel him. So he's going to come over towards the door. They're going to open it up, and he's going to see if he can clean out anyone peeking up Highway.
That means that there'll be a late smoke on A if they intend to take it because they want to leave him with the vision, and that's exactly why. And Shazam, good call with the AK, could do nothing about it. Stans managed to salvage 1 back in return from TStorm. But Alige is going to take down Roka, and it's down to just Stanislaw, and he's rotating back over from B. He'll take a peek toward mid, see what he can find, but likely salvage the gun. Yes, they've got decent economy, but why throw it away? We're still only on the 10th round. Yeah, Liquid will knot this back up, so 5-5 isn't too bad overall.
No, not at all. And TStorm, actually, they switched things up on the defense. That round, they had 3 players get aggressive over towards the B bomb site and push out. Fugly manages it wonderfully, grabs 2 kills. The trade's not coming in quick enough for TStorm, so they were denied that aggression. They were denied that map control, and they threw so many bodies at it that it made that A hit very, very aggressive, very quick.
So we await the bomb to detonate. They're exiting from every angle, so there's no way they can slip in behind unless he's a complete ninja, and that means they'll be able to find the gun. Stan manages to pick up 1 against Liquid, but now he's forced to buy as well. This is breaking things up, but is it worth losing that 1 is the question, because Liquid's still not in a good position here, as we can see. Okay, well, they do get the AKs all out and armor, but it's going to be their last buy if they lose this, and again, you pointed at it already. Shazam's got his op in return this time.
Yep, I mean, no reason to buy it if you have that free AK-47 and you're not losing anyone, so saving some economy in that way. But he's still pretty solo in mid, which, I mean, he's smoked out right now. Oh, he has a little bit of a crack, but he misses the shot. Nitro's able to spam him through it. Nice headshot onto Shazam. He's down. Alige combines for 1. Liquid with complete control of mid at this point. So much time to work with as well at a 5-on-3.
And Adren, he's going to take the op in toward the vent. They will drop through. Automatic's just waiting for the time. He's heard 3 drop down. When does he take the peek? As he potentially can line them up, and that's the bomb thrown to the corner. So Automatic in a great position to turn the round back. Adren, though, he's having none of it. He'll take him back down, but all that has bought a lot of time for the rotations of Rix and Roka. They make their presence felt on the back of the site, just easing into the tension. As Rix looks toward the standard approach, and Roka wants to play the devil's advocate and put on his halo as he plays from heaven to try and come back through. Flashes out to prohibit the re-entry, but it's actually going to be aggressive, and again the bomb goes down early, but Fugly, he's going to close it out.
Yeah, nicely done from Fugly. Those 2 kills, 2 nice headshots, very, very swift. So Automatic almost pulls him back into it, playing behind the box and checkers. But now, you mentioned it just a couple rounds ago, that economy for TStorm, they went a couple rounds where they lost only one or 2 player in a few rounds that had been built up, but now it's basically depleted. They have no kits. They do have a lot of smokes to work with, 2 FAMASes. But this is a big round for them because now Team Liquid's at 6. So despite their early struggles with the retake, they're still putting up the rounds. They still have a great number in this half.
Again, it's an opless Shazam to go against, to go against Adren. So bit of space. Stan's going to play inside the B side. He's got the support system of Automatic. But here comes the Molotov entry through the sunroom. Instantly extinguished, though, by Automatic, so he still has the position in the back of the site. He's trying to use that bomb box as well to get some elevation over top, but Flowsick's got the first kill. It's Automatic now that has to come back into it. And Shazam, he's the one to actually thwart the progress of Liquid, dropping the bomb down again, but it's all mopped up. It's all coming back to Liquid slowly but surely. Bomb needs to get planted.
Yeah, but Fugly was just being a nuisance in middle. He's holding off that rotate. You have to see how cautious Roka is being in mid. He's not committing to anywhere. The bomb does get planted. Fugly gets dinked out. But vents are still smoked, so Roka's got to be a little bit more patient. He pop flashes himself in, but he can't win that battle. It's all on Rix. Only 16 HP, and his only decision from here is to save it. So Liquid gotten better as the SAF has got on defending against these retakes. They're going to grab their 7th.
Well, that was the issue. Imagine they hadn't had those issues early on and what the score might be. Rix looking safe to escape with the gun.
That's the thing about that Molotov execute on that B bomb site with the 2 Molotovs thrown. Even though one gets extinguished, what it does is immediately, if there's players in the site, the only real spot that's not getting burned out is behind that first stack of boxes on the left, that very first corner. So they know when they come in, they can just spam that. They can just wait for that peek because it's the only place he can be if he's playing in the bomb site based on where the Molotovs are.
So what do they force around with that M4?
Just pistols. They don't have the money to really force by here. If they did that, that would pretty much be, I mean...
I was actually, well, I wasn't suggesting in weaponry. I was suggesting in terms of kits or utilities potentially. But they go for pistols and one smoke, no kit at all.
Yeah, and they put the M4 over towards this B bomb site. Rix is going to have to come up with something huge here, but Liquid, knowing that they can play this game, they have the economy control. They're just playing their slow-paced default, and there's Rix. I mean,
Bye-bye rifle.
Yep, you can't push through those against this slow-paced default. So he's punished again, and yeah, he pushes up with that gun. No chance of it being recycled to a teammate. He falls 5-on-4 now against just pistols.
Shazam's just getting a little bit cheeky. We'll see if he goes for this peek. I'm not sure it would be advised. In fact, he's going to just stay in the small pit. Meanwhile, though, looking toward middle, we do have Fugly that has found his way onto highway rather silently. So is Automatic going to anticipate this? He does check it, knowing that the timing is such that he could be there, and now he's spotted up. As Liquid have to come over quickly, and they're not in position yet. So as they go to A main, they've lost their player that was trying to come into the back of A from the highway. Flowsick now does get Shazam at least on B, but the call is, do they go?
Huge because now Stanislaus rotated out of the A bomb site. That opens it up, but that was a very risky play to call.
And that was the thing, that their player may have won the battle, but there was nothing sold at A aside from the one player in highway, which could indicate they're trying to thwart the rotation, and therefore the rotations did come out in return to B. Good read by Adren to get it back over there, but again, losing a few extra players that potentially could have been avoided on the initial entry on A.
And that's the thing. We're going to see TStorm not really be aggressive with the pushes that they've been doing. That's a couple of rounds now. They've been punished by it. And that's just an eco, but losing the one M4 you had, losing your opportunity at causing a big upset in that round. Shazam's got the AWP, but we see more mid control. Stanislaus and Rix are joining him in mid, so 2 rifles with them. And Shazam's going to win that battle against Elige, who gets boosted up. He gets taken out. Nicely done from Shazam.
No hindrance to his vision, interestingly enough. So that's one of Shazam's only picks so far in that position. Get out this door, cause problems, but he's working solo at this point. He's just playing it in alert position because, as we can see in the map in the top left, the bomb's all the way back towards spawn, as are 2 of his, Nitro, excuse me, the bomb carriers, 2 of his teammates. So it is slow as ever with Liquid. We wouldn't want this match to end as fast as the Cloud9 one, right? They just want entertainment's sake. We got to make up for it.
Yeah, and the smart thing by TStorm is once they get that pick from Shazam, they haven't really put too much pressure on. They just take this man advantage, and they're going to turtle into these bomb sites. Shazam still with a presence in mid just to spot it out. Now with a little bit of pressure applied, 4 members of TStorm rotated towards A. Automatics at the truck. Shazam's going back and forth between A and mid, and here comes the execute.
And that Molotov again onto quad. Doesn't give a lot of position to play with, but the smokes, they won't see him when he escapes over to the left of the site. Meanwhile, it's Flowsick, though. He will find them. Adren far to the left on that first shot against Rix, so he does lose his life, but Fugly will redeem his teammate. It's down to a 3 versus 2. Bomb still not planted for Liquid as they get nearer and nearer to doing so. In fact, it's in position now as Nitro will place it, but Shazam, he doesn't have a smoke to watch over on the right, so there's no crossing back for Nitro to get a better post-plant position. He's going to have to play this up close and personal, but that's going to become a lot easier as Fugly, He gets Stanislaw, and Shazam, unfortunately, meets the same fate.
Yeah, that's incredible that TStorm with 4 members there. Flosik finds the entries, 2 of them, as he comes into the bomb site, cleans that out, opens it up for his team. And from there, it's an easy win. So still strapped for cash at the end of this half. 5-9 now for Team Liquid. And no kits, 4 FAMASes for TStorm. So very, very much hurting on what they can buy in this round here.
So 9 rounds guaranteed for Liquid in the first half. It's not too bad at all, but getting the 10th, that would just be icing on a cake, would it not?
Yeah, that's Shazam again with an entry, so or first kill of the round. So now he can just fall back into the bomb site once again, but Fugly's going to respond right onto Stanislaw. That's more aggression over towards the B bomb site, and it's punished once more by the passive play of Liquid.
And for the moment, B's wide open, but in the time it takes them to approach, there is a rotation coming around from Shazam. He's in no man's land, though. He's so aggressive. Has to hit a first shot from here because where's his retreat? He's actually going to find himself in the corner, which could be a surprise play, but Elige gets the better of him as he's still not quite in position, and Elige spotting him before he could do so. Now it's going to be Elige to follow up as well onto Rix, looking very good. And Roka, absolutely nothing he could hope for aside from just getting it over with, and let's get into halftime number 2. So 10 rounds Liquid, very good start from them.
Yeah, and it looked a little bit scary there early on because they weren't winning. They lost some of those incredible post-plant situations that you just don't see that often, but still, the thing was, once they established control, once they started putting rounds on the board on their Terra side, TStorm felt like they had to do something, especially on those low buys. You know, those force buys with the FAMASes, they felt like they had to make a play, and that's when they start pushing through smokes. That's when they start trying to gain map control as CTs on cash, and Liquid just easily punishes that, gives them so many advantage in this round.
And you go back to the start of the half as well. The post-plant situations for Liquid were scary. They were getting those bombs down and helped the economy stabilize for them a little bit deeper than it potentially should have. But turn that the other way. Yes, they obviously improved on their post-plant situations and therefore won out the half. But let's say the holds in general were improved from TStorm and the bomb plants never come in. The half could have entirely switched the other way, just as simply as that as well. So good adjustment by Liquid overall to pick up on that.
Yeah, well, here's like, it wasn't even this massive adjustment necessarily in terms of how they were playing the half out. It was just all of a sudden they stopped screwing up easy bomb site defense. You know, you lose a 4-on-2 on a gun round. You have 4 players, you know, with good crossfire set up, and you all peek, and you leave the safety of that crossfire and just get taken out in one-on-one battles, and just so quick how that happened.
And it's interesting actually that we're talking about this, and we haven't made mention of the fact that you go back to Face It in when was it, the start of May, end of April, and that was a recurring issue that Liquid had at that event. Obviously, they didn't play to the best of their abilities there. Had some issues, but their post-plant situations were abysmal. I mean, there's a well-documented Crims round where Crims or Olaf, one of the two, where he basically goes 1-on-4 in a post-plant and wins it. And I remember Flaren just completely dumbfounded as to how that can happen. So it is something that sneaks in on Liquid every now and then as an issue.
Well, let's talk about the good that they did there, because they did just win the half 10-5. Let's not focus on the negative too much. Their trades entering those bomb sites as terrorists were fantastic throughout the entire half. They were wonderful.
Well, we'll see if they can win the duels on CT as well, because we are underway. Elige has spotted up one player heading in, and Elige just completely obliterated that player as well. The head torn off from Stanislaw, but this is a very early rotation from Liquid. They've gone on that one call, and that leaves Fugly, although he hears them coming in late, pretty much alone in the A site, so Shazam takes him down, and now the bomb plant's going to come in. TStorm, it's going to be a retake on A. And yes, they've got one kid. It's a Dren that has it. They've got armor on Elige, but is time really going to work for them here? Absolutely not. They've got to find kills very quickly.
Yeah, and they're going to play this a little bit passively, waiting for the smoke to clear. One player's going to push through. That's automatic. He gets dropped. Now the retake is on. They smoke off A main. They just have Shazam isolated in the bomb site. 4-on-2 now. They need to get on this bomb, but they're racking up these kills, and it's just Roka left. He's going to get one, but Nitro trades him off immediately. And now they can get that defuse, and that's very fortunate. They got pulled out of that bomb site by a simple fake. Just one player who gets immediately crushed by Elige. And players just evacuate that A bomb site.
Yeah, that was crazy. You pointed to the mini-map before I could even comprehend what was happening. They were out of there so fast.
Yep. But, I mean, great retake from them. I mean, that's the thing. They were patient. They knew they had the kit. They could wait for that one smoke to clear. They throw their own counter smoke into A main. And from there, it was just Shazam who's sitting in quad. And he's got four members of Liquid to deal with, and he can't do it. So 11-5, not a force buy. They got that plant. So this is looking like it'll be a third round with AKs and Galils for TStorm.
And TStorm, how great would that pistol round have had? Would have been to have, because look at the situation now on the scoreline as economy works against them for a few rounds.
And this is interesting from Team Liquid. They know there's going to be a third round buy no matter what, so they're not getting into the bomb site. They're not getting themselves close up and vulnerable to the Tech 9 armor. They're going to let them have the plan if they want it. But TStorm hasn't taken that opportunity. That might punish him. Fugly looks like he wants to push into this bomb site. Plant's going down, but he gets it at the last second before being dropped. So Liquid almost able to deny that. Can't do it, though. That'll be a good buy for TStorm next round.
Stanislaw bows out, and the defuse will come in. So we do get guns up quickly. Bomb plants have been quite common so far in this game for at least the first 2 rounds in this half, and obviously for Liquid in the last. And what does the upgrade come out now for the CTs? Like you said, they're more than aware that this is going to happen after 2 bomb plants. They've got a position for Fugly. He should obviously go for a rifle at this point. There it is. But do the others upgrade? Not so much.
Yeah, why would you? You have those SMGs that you know, those
Build the
they're no
economy.
slouches, and you can boost up your economy. And on top of that, I mean, not spending anything in this round. Even if you lose this, you can do some damage with these weapons and then just buy the rifles next round. So
You say they're no slouches. You know what they say about the MP7? Is that it might be a needle, but it works like a sewing machine.
is that what they say about
That's
it?
what they say. As Fugly getting aggressive inside Squeaky, though. We'll take down Stanislaw early on. So far CT's holding on. That also allows one of those SMGs we talked about to be tossed away aside for an AK. Not a bad upgrade.
No, Flowsick has the other one. He's over in the B bomb site. That's where the pressure from TStorm, but they get pushed back. They seemed a little bit hesitant. Didn't want to take that fight, even though all 4 of them are there. So now they rotate back. They've still got 3 smokes to work with. So they have a lot open to them. 1 minute left on the clock. And passive from Fugly, who's just playing at truck, watching A main from far away. It's going to be Nitro inside that bomb site.
Shazam wants to open up some activity on B, but that's all to try and distract, because here comes an execution, at least a single smoke from Roka. That's going to go backside of the site, but that's still going to leave a little bit of a gap toward Catwalk. So Roka's going to have to find an entry for himself. Bomb's not committed, though. TStorm, take it back what I was saying. I thought initially that they were going to go on this. As Roka heads in all by his lonesome, the bomb goes back over toward the B tunnels. Excellent shot, though, by Roka to win against Fugly. He's got to be careful because he knows there has to be another player in A, but his back's exposed. Does he get around the corner time? Not at all. He's going to get taken down, as it will be Nitro waiting all the while, and Elijah's taking on Shazam. And the bomb, although I initially said it had other plans, did eventually come back onto A, but Roka's gone. Ricks, though, nice nade onto Nitro. That'll punish him and leave it in a 2-on-2. 10 seconds, they'll stick this plant here from Automatic, and now it's going to have to be a full rotation and retake from Elijah and Adren.
Yeah, no nades for the Team Liquid players in this retake. In this 2-on-2, Adren's just going to hold this angle, waiting for someone to peek out. And here comes Elijah as well. He's going to be the aggressor to the bomb site. Hasn't won that battle yet, just yet. Adren does take out Ricks and Quad, so 1-on-2, and there's it's an auto trade.
Oh,
Automatic
wow.
wins it. What a huge clutch from Automatic. Massive round.
Elijah, you anticipated it as well. It looked like it was perfect position to go for that trade, but he never lifted the finger off the mouse, and the AK comes out, so they do win up that round. That's important now because they'll get guns back out. They're still fairly fragile on TStorm's side, but as are the counter-terrorists now as well in Liquid's perspective. They've got 3 M4s out, a FAMAS, and it's going to be just limited to a pistol for Fugly. The P250, lots of smokes going both directions in mid, so watch for a good exchange, hot and heavy here.
Some of these rotations from Liquid on the pistol round, they get sucked out of that B bomb or that A bomb site very, very quickly. That round, the rotations are very committed, very far away, and they're not having a good read. They actually rotate away from where the action is going to be.
He's just going to get himself aggressive. Now, we haven't seen this play from a rifler so far in this game. Not in the first half, not until now. And the problem is he's got Shazam in that corner, so if he hugged the wall on the left, there's a spam spot that's quite common through A main. So far, no one's looked for that, and he's fallen back on top of the hut.
Here's the thing about TStorm right now is they still have a lot of time to work with. They only got 1 smoke and 1 Molotov, and that's because they came down to that 1-on-2 there with Automatic last round. They didn't have the money, so despite winning that round, they're still a little bit beat up. So this is a good advantage for Liquid heading into the end of this round with very light utility to work with on this execute.
And I think Flowstick actually did spot Stanislaw there. Right at the very end of that flash. Now he's definitely spotted too. He knows Elijah's still in the vents, and the Molotov you mentioned isn't going to be used to force Elijah out, so he can still control mid. He is forced out of the site though because his teammate in Flowstick has now gone down, and he's going to go for a flank rotation. Stanislaw already deep in the site now for tempo. As the smoke's deployed, they'll cross it over. Adren has no way back in, but they haven't dealt with Nitro above, and he's managed just to take down Roka. Elijah does eventually get taken down on that flank, so that play won't come to fruition as the bomb is still placed. Nitro's inside checkers, knowing that his teammate went down, and we could hear it from there, one of the players making that call that he's inside checkers, but Nitro still gets the shot onto Ricks. Automatic has to duel himself out. He won the last 1-on-2, but not this one. It's going to be Fugly to win it, and Liquid will get the defuse.
Yeah, Nitro having a massive impact in that round on the retake, 4-on-4, and he finds 2 kills there, even eliminating Ricks, who is kind of holding back the rest of that retake, knowing that there's someone there. So Nitro does find and win that duel. And that resets the economy for TStorm. So even with that plant, they just don't have the money to buy. They're going to upgrade to some Tech 9, some P250s, but not able to force buy into the full armor.
$13 for Liquid. Getting a little bit more stressed here should TStorm be. Of course, they'll move down to the lower bracket. They won't go out right away. They got Noble to play against if they can't complete this comeback, and Liquid book themselves a date with Cloud9. Shazam gets smoked off. Stanislaw, we can see him in the X-ray working out towards Squeaky. They had initially gone for that boost as we just saw the player drop down. Now, Stan will have heard that.
Yeah, that was scary that they actually missed that boost because 4 players at TStorm at any moment can bust through this smoke.
Luckily, he finds himself in the comforts of the red crate, but it's going to be Nitro on the initial shot. Automatic trying to do something in response, can't, and Nitro readjusting his angle, dropping down out of his vision, is going to be able to get that shot. The bomb plant's going to be very aggressive in the front because that's all they can hope for, and they won't even get that far. Nitro cleaning them all up. Adrem with 1, but it's 14 for Liquid.
Yeah, interesting that they come through that smoke and actually Automatic throws the smoke for the cross between the truck and the bomb site to block off that crossing late. And so they actually come out right into the crosshairs of Fugly, who has a free line of sight. They get mowed down. And keeping the Pharmacist, Flowsick, and Adren right now. No reason to upgrade. They didn't lose anyone that round. TStorm, once again, light utility. This is just going to be a very fast A play. It's all they really have open to him. Fugly's going to push the door, but Stan's already through the smoke, abuses that, punishes Fugly, and that's an A bomb site for TStorm, basically for free, and even a second kill from Shazam. So 3 on 5, very quick. Nitro's on the flank. He's got to come up with something huge.
And so far he does, collecting the first onto Shazam. This will give Adren a bit of relief because now they have to turn their attention toward Nitro, but as he's gone, Adren, he's entered through. It's 1 on 4. He can't even catch the first one off guard. Rix was staring directly at him as he went for the peek. And TStorm picking up that gun round. That was their last chance for survival.
Yeah, catching Liquid off guard, just coming through that, so not expecting it whatsoever. Fugly wanted to get aggressive in the door, but he kind of hesitated. It was really late aggression in the door, and he gets punished trying to fall back from it. That's going to force a save on a Team Liquid, 14-7. They have money. They could have force bought, but they decided to just hold off, get some upgraded pistols, see if we can get some kills, and we'll just have a full buy in the next round.
And no reason to get too aggressive with the buying in this position. Goes without saying as Stan wants to get out in middle. He's got some company, though. Does use the nade to his advantage. Flowsick caught by that. Shazam now moving forward, also getting Adren. Do they know Nitro's there? He does. Takes the reload all the time in the world. And Nitro, thanks very much for walking out in the crosshair. But Fugly, never mind. I was hoping for something beautiful just to get excited
Yeah,
about.
you were ready to go nuts there.
I was.
You're gearing up for it.
I was.
Here's that buy. No AWP on the side of Liquid on the CT side. We did see Adren busted out on that T side, but not quite the money for it just now. Fully bought out. No kits on the Liquid side. And this is where I wouldn't mind seeing something from Liquid where they could do some kind of team aggression over towards B, over towards A main, peek that, get some information, maybe get a kill, but just get some intel of where TStorm might be, because now, this late in the half, they're being very aggressive as a team. They're not spreading out, so you have room to work. There's Elige doing this kind of aggression, has the map control. Flowsick gets that first kill onto Roka, so 5 on 4. And complete map control of B. Elige is pushed all the way up. It's going to be a quick flank.
Complete fast flank as Roka wanted to just be a nuisance, but Nitro getting a lineup kill as Rix and Stanislaw cross out in front of him. He aimed for the first, he gets the second as well as the bomb drop down. Automatic managing to take down Flowsick in rotation, but he is left 1 versus 2. 21 HP to work with, throws out that Molotov, knows he's got company on his left, but now he's got to be weary of the right because Elige has made his way into the bomb site from A main. And Automatic, that bomb, it's a long way away, gets the first shot, nice reactions. Talk about his high sensitivity, he definitely knows where to place that muscle memory, but Elige will still get the trade.
Yeah, and that's something that Team Liquid has done very well in this matchup, even in the first half, is trading those kills, and even that 2-on-1 that Automatic won, it was poised perfectly for a trade. So Liquid being very coordinated in 2-man groups, finding those kills. Either way now, Liquid has 7 match points on TStorm. We do have an op on Shazam.
Godspeed, Shazam, as he gets boosted over. No smoke inside Z, so no peek, and actually, I think he was just spotted, because there was a bit of a shoulder peek from Adren as Shazam checked toward the vents. And Adren's being rather passive about this. Doesn't want to give up position, but also doesn't want to throw away his life.
Yeah, trying to just find any intel he can. Really not a lot of utility on the CT side despite winning that round, so he doesn't have a lot to play with.
And here's the call. Because Shazam doesn't get that kill, it's been that long and he's got no read. They know it's safe at least to push forward, so smoke's deployed. Up Stanislaw will go. They've also got to lurk out towards Squeaky. And Rix is pushed over to the right side of A main, near the boxes in the corner.
This is a very similar tactic to last round. This time they have Stanislaw lurking, but last round Elige was pushed up and B had all the intel. That allowed Flowsick to rotate over early. This time that's not happening. It's going to be a slow pinch out of this A bomb site. Stan's already coming up highway, has a presence. Now they know they need to worry about it. Nitro and Fugly combined for 1 through the smoke. There's Roka coming out. Nitro trades him immediately, but Shazam ends that. So they're into the bomb site.
With two players, trying to prohibit any retake. Stanislaw will catch a Dren very early, so it's left to Elige.
That's really good patience by Stanislaw, by the way. All alone in mid. He knows he's the linchpin. He knows he can find kills to help them get into the bomb site, and he plays it very, very smart. Doesn't get over aggressive.
Super smart. Baiting out that first shot, knowing he had potential to get backstabbed from Z as well, and then getting around the corner into safety before stopping to take the duel because he still had that problem behind. So Elige just wants to do damage to the economy and hold on to this weapon for him. Is he going to get to do so? He may, because Shazam heads towards Z. That's the wrong direction to go, but Rix is still coming over toward... Now he's going to check in spawn.
Yeah, so saved gun, but it's going to be a save for the rest of Team Liquid. They'll be playing around this M4. So nice round from TStorm. They've shown a couple different looks here. Now with Stanislaw lurking out that mid like that, aggressive A hit, pinch that bomb site. They've had that very fast strategy over towards A.
It's so timid in middle, though, is it not? I mean, that all started from Shazam looking for a pick and saying, okay, there's no one here.
Yeah, there just wasn't enough firepower for Liquid to really hold that mid, and now they're just going to do a 5-man aggression over towards B. Automatic is playing so far back, watching for it. They're actually just going to stack here, so they haven't pushed quite yet, but now they're going to swing out. M4 leading the way. He's going to find the kill onto Automatic. Now they spotted a couple. What's the response? The bomb's down in mid, so they can't have that kind of a fast response. Shazam cannot get caught off guard here.
And luckily, he does recover that without being spotted. They scatter on Liquid's side. In fact, 2 pursue the rotation, 2 go back the other direction, so they're not in that 5-man unit anymore. But Stanislaw just got knocked down by Elige as well, so that one saved rifle working wonders here for Liquid because now they've picked up an AK-47 to go for this retake. As the bomb is planted, 3 players still alive, but they've got decent firepower. That's the big thing for Tempo right now, and they've got a good lineup from Roka to take down a Dren. Dodges the first flash, gets Fugly as well. It's back to a 3-on-3, and in fact, it goes even better because Shazam, he's got Elige. Flow 6 dropped as well, and although the play was clever from Liquid, it's not enough.
Yeah, it looked promising there for a little bit. Elige gets those opening kills. That was very well done. And we remember in the first half when TStorm was able to save a rifle like that at a certain point, it was the pistols who get eliminated first. That M4 pushed out and just got dropped and no chance for recovery. So a little bit more success if it was Team Liquid. They're going to save one more to get those M4s out with their full armor, with their full kits. Shazam now, he's been feeling comfortable with this AWP. He hasn't had to go against one quite yet in this half, so he's basically, he has the whole map open to him. It's his playground. What's he want to do with it? And he's just been covering Stanislaw, lurking out mid once again. They have complete control of mid. Nitro gets that kill into A-main so aggressive. They pushed up, but there's Stanislaw and Shazam responding, eliminating that aggression. Elige is trying to flank, but the A bomb site is completely for TStorm.
Stand to pick up Fugly. Good dink by Elige. But Shazam is there. So gets the trade immediately, not even able to pick up the AK and maybe go for a save on that gun, just make things a little bit easier for them. But again, Liquid will have the economy to buy, and all they need is this one round. We said 7 match points, well, 4 of those have dissolved.
Yeah, now look, they have the AWP now in Dren's hands. Nitro drops it over, so that's the response. He's going to take that to A, so they're switching things up. They're going to have 3 members who are able to get aggressive, 2 members, and yeah, this is complete mid-control now for Liquid. They know they've just been abused by it. There's Nitro coming through the smoke, takes out Stanislaw. Shazam. He's boosted up. He hasn't been able to cover anything. Spots the shoulder, doesn't connect the shot. And they've not only lost a player, but taken so much damage for their troubles so far. Good switch of pace from Liquid.
Yeah, exactly. Very good change of pace because that was the exact problem we saw with Stan having that position to work with. So, shut down. Get the early kill. Elige is going to stay forward as well. That allows, or disallows it rather, excuse me, the boost to happen late because Shazam already backed off that knowing that there was aggression. We saw him try and use that Molotov. Now he looks toward A at Dren, already holding that angle, not even being spotted up.
And that's a Dren's strength as an operator, is holding angles. He's not known as that aggressive peeker up, but he can hold the angles. He takes out Shazam there, wins that duel. 3-on-5 now for TStorm at match point.
Automatic using that Molotov to force the player outside of the vents. Gives them a bit of a breathing space in middle, but it's not necessarily easy and done yet because Fugly, he's got a flash come over from a teammate, shoulder peeks, realizes he's blind, and calculatively will take down Automatic. Roka salvaging one against Nitro, but it's all left to Rix. Match point Liquid. All they got to do is find this one remaining player. He's got bomb, but he's got the B site alone now. They've rotated out of it. Elige is still close enough, but he's actually going to spot him on the cross.
Yeah, it's an awkward angle to have to check if you're Rix, and he can't find it. So Elige drops him there with a nice headshot. 16-11. Liquid's going to win that one. They earn the right to play Cloud9 in the next matchup.
Earn the right to party. Maybe not yet. We'll see if they can party when they qualify for ESL 1 Cologne. But yeah, like you said, now it's going to be TStorm moving down to play against Noble, who had a rough start. Obviously, going against Cloud9 is never going to be easy when you're the supreme underdog of the group. And
right.
But now Liquid